right, Coach, can we have you make a general comment about the game, and then we'll open it up to questions?
Well, first of all, I love these guys. Like, these kids they're amazing, they're kind, they work hard. And it was a tremendous season. I loved every day in practice, every second with them was enjoyable. We did not play our best game tonight. You got to give Coldwater credit for that. They had a lot to do with that. But these kids, I appreciate everything that they've done for our community and our team and our school, and all the seniors, really. But these guys are really, really special leaders.
Okay, questions?
Coach Verdi, team of full Stark County Prep Press. Coming into this game, your team had the #1 offense overall in the state. Coldwater had the #1 defense in the state. Is it safe to say that Coldwater's defense was the best defense you've seen out of the 16 teams faced this year?
Yeah, they played really well today. I wouldn't say we executed even close to what we're capable of, but you got to give them credit. We didn't block. We looked at the iPad at halftime. We missed a lot of blocks we missed. We just were off sync the whole day, and you got to give them credit. I mean, they got good size and good quickness, and that has a ton to do with it. And they're well coached. They got to where they need to be. They had everybody covered up when we tried to throw it. And, they made it very difficult. That's a very, very good defense. Yes.
Second scoring drive where kind of aided, like there's a couple probably uncharacteristic 15-yarders for you guys.
Well, we had them at 4th and 20 something, and then we went after it, trying to be aggressive. Trying to go for a block. We almost got it, and it was an automatic first down that hurt. And then we almost had an interception and pass interference on the same play. But that our kids they were fighting. That hurt. That drive hurt, and then before the half, I think they were going to run out the clock, and I was stupid and called a timeout to try to get the ball back, and then they just took a shot deep and caught it on a deep post. And in hindsight, I shouldn't have called a timeout, but then could have got it maybe 14-0. But I called a timeout because they were again 3rd and long, and maybe get the ball back and try to get some points on the board. But that was stupid on my part.
You had a sack on that drive right before that roughing the punter penalty. Did that feel like a change of complexion this game here?
I mean, it happens. You got to be able to just get ready for the next play and just keep on doing it.
Danny, all year you have been able to run the ball effectively. What happened today? What was your defense like that you weren't able to get on track today?
I mean, our blocking was off today, obviously. I mean, a couple of our guys missed some blocks. I mean, I probably missed some holes. And, yeah, had a good defense.
And Jackson, you alluded to that, obviously. Tough day. You just talked about their defensive front seven. How did you guys travel today?
I mean, they were just a really tough team. I mean, they were getting after it every play, and they're definitely the hardest guys we've gone against all year. I mean, there's not much you can do about it.
Later in the game, you opened up some passing, hit some passes finally. Was it just because of your identity that it took so long to try to play more wide open like that, or?
I mean, we've relied on the front seven, offensive line, 2 tight ends all year. That first drive, we actually had some chunk yards, and I called a few bad plays, and we didn't get the first down on that first drive of the game, and our identity is to run the ball, and we tried to do what we do. You don't want to come into this game and try to win the game doing what you not do. So we tried to do what we do to win a game. I think last year we beat Versailles, and I think we threw 4 or 5 passes, and that's about what we do. And we tried that today, and you got to hats off to them. Their defense was a little quicker, a little faster, a little stronger, and they played really well. And we did, and we had some penalties, and we just didn't block very well tonight.
Parker, would you say that one of the things that makes that team, we see them a lot overall, is they're 2-dimensional, sometimes 3-dimensional. They always play with 54 cards. I'm sure you knew that, going in, right?
Yeah, we knew, when they came out with the alignment, in May, and I saw they were D6, I said, if we take care of our business, we'll play Coldwater. I really believe that. And, they're obviously the best team in the state. They're holding the trophy here at the end of the year. And they played better than us tonight, and they certainly deserve to win. And hats off to them and Coach Otten. And they're well coached, and they're great kids, and they work very hard.
I have a question for the players and the coach. You can answer yourself. playing 4 years on the Tiger, and what's the advice you have for the underclassmen before you start with them?
I mean, listen to the coaches. Listen to the coaches. They know what they're doing. I mean, they're best coaching staff that I've ever seen. I mean, Coach Tigers coached me all the way from youth to now, and I mean, the growth I've gone from him is insane. So, I mean, they know what they're doing. So just if you're young and you don't know what you could do or where you could be, just they'll put you somewhere where they know that you'll grow.
I'm thankful for the team, and I'm thankful for Coach and the underclassmen. They got to listen to them, and they got to just do their job and just make little to no mistakes.
I'm thankful for the relationships that came out of football. I mean, all my friends are football players, and football is just a game. It makes you a man. I mean, the hard work it teaches you and the dedication will help us carry on later in life.
I'm just grateful for the coaches. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am today without them. And this team, I mean, I know we didn't come out on top this year, but I love this team, and I wouldn't trade them for the world.
Tiger, when you look back at the journey, can you kind of chronicle it? You graduated, I think, 6 first-team All-Ohioans. You missed your quarterback for 7 games this year. Brian Connie missed 7 games this year.
Turk missed.
So, what's the journey been like? And is that really part of how you're here? I mean, I don't want to say it's a surprise, but that you got here, what does that mean?
Yeah, we graduated a great group last year, and these kids have been awesome. And I think a lot of it's character. They have high character, and these Mac and Lessick, and this senior group is a special group, you know. And I think what they did this year was fantastic. Obviously, this game's we didn't win it, but I hope they look back and think this was a heck of a lot of fun. We did in the summer. These kids went to 7-on-7s and were fantastic. We had a lot of fun, and I'm going to remember just each one of how high their character is. Like these guys sitting here today, they're all going to be real successful in life. They're awesome young men.
Coach Lerner, most coaches have a way of dealing with devastating losses like this, but how are you able to remain upbeat after a nasty setback like this today?
We got a kid in the hospital that we're going to go see after this who's been in there for about 16 weeks, and that's way more important than a game.
Okay, any more questions? All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
See you.
Spicy rub today, boys. Okay, fellas, so we got Cody Depwig, Mason Welsh, Balaam Blockberger, and Miles Potcutter are the. So we got quarterback, we got the two inside backers, and we got the rover and wideout.
All right, Coach, can we have you make a general comment about the game, and then we'll open it up to questions?
Yeah, so thanks for having us in here, and obviously a surprise way we won today. We were really concerned about their physical stoutness, but we played a Clinton Massey, a very similar style. We played pretty well, but we have a phrase called TED: toughness, effort, and discipline helps you win these games. Now they have a lot of that too, very similar to us, but we just felt like, I do feel like now that those three things, toughness, effort, and discipline, carried us. And these that's why I brought these four in here, because they got it.
Early in the game, there was that interception that they almost had. Talk about how you guys played off of that and scored early. Just took the momentum right away from that game. Talk about how crucial that moment was.
They had a rough in that punter also. That was kind of a swing play that also kept the drive going. I guess the stop on the fourth down on their first drive is really what at least gives you a good break, because if they get ahead on you, it's like, oh crap, here we go, and the clock gets ticking and they're running the ball, and fortunately we got the first touchdown and got the lead, and makes you take a deep breath and say, all right, come on, we can do this.
Coach, talk about your quarterback, Balin. Speaking of that drive, Balin rolled right and found the receiver 56-yard gain, which really helped set you guys up for the score. Miles, you had fourth down TD, so just talk about this play, just talk about the connections that Balin made with Mason connecting with the schools.
Yeah, so Bay has been doing it all year. He's a two-year starter, and Dad's a coach, Grandpa's a coach. He's our basketball point guard. He's our shortstop in baseball. He just knows how to play, and he's not afraid to throw it to several different guys or hand it off, and we call it spread the wealth. And so all year long, 3, 4, and he's running the ball too. So 3, 4 guys that can run it, and 3 or 4 guys that can catch it, and he's not afraid to throw it to different guys. So he counts on those guys to make those plays when they get a chance, and they did that today.
Cody, being in the trenches, talk about trying to make adjustments to keep their running game in check.
I think we just got to be physical every play. We were physical every play and not taking a single play off, playing low. That was our main motto for this week, is playing low, getting off blocks, and then on offense, running your feet and playing low.
There was a touching moment at the end where you appeared to congratulate and weep in the arms of one of your assistants. Somewhere the late John Reed would be very, very proud. How has his legacy passed on to you? How do you keep his legacy alive in a moment like this today?
Yeah, that's a great question. John got the program started and a very focused. Lots of things. One of his favorite sayings was, "If you really want to be successful, help somebody else be successful," and that's what these guys have done for themselves. And all of our coaches except one played for John. Obviously I didn't play for him because we're fairly close in age, but those other guys all grew up in high school with those types of attitudes, so John's still there with us. We have a big rock when we come out of our locker room. A big, I don't know how heavy that rock is, that it has the John Reed, kind of our memorial to him, so he even though these guys weren't even born yet, barely born when John was finishing up his career, I guess they were little guys. He's still with us. Guy like Kale's still with us today.
Start with Miles, go to the seniors. This season is just an emotional coaster with Kale's passing, and you being not just teammates but classmates. talk about, what you guys did, to just kind of keep him, I mean, obviously the flag, visited the grave yesterday. Just talk about keeping him in the thoughts throughout the season and coming through with the championship, and an emotional day-to-day.
Our nickname for him is Love Us, so that's kind of a big break we get when how do we say that name. We have captains meetings, which is like a big meeting with the whole team on Thursday nights, and Kale's always talked about in that and just kind of keep good spirits with him. Sometimes we'll have meetings just directed towards memories of Kale, and it just kind of like gives you an extra push. I know our freshman year we were here, and I watched 15 seniors cry to each other, and that kind of gives you a push to do it. And then with Kale, just drove us to do it. So
I would say one thing is just being so tight. We're all so tight. We were tight with Kale, so being able to express our emotions to each other is just big to be able to get through it. And you just always have people to lean on in the football community and just our friends in general, so it just made it easier for us.
We also got a box in our locker room that we can always write letters to him, and if we're ever feeling like we need to. And then Coach always says, play with the 12th man. He's always on your shoulder, and we know he's always there with us and helping us out.
I think the thing for me is our run game. We went under center this year. Kale was a big part of that. He was the one that kept on pushing the coaches for under center, and helped us win a state championship. So he's always in our thoughts.
Chip, the end of the game, a real tribute. You called him the 12th man, but then you went out, started with just 4 linemen and then called timeout, and then you finished the game with the 10th, one man with a 10. Talk about that tribute to, having a chance to do that, show how much he's meant to you.
I'm not sure exactly what you mean.
I think you finished with 10 guys, That was an accident.
Oh, that was an accident, yeah.
That was an accident?
yes, sir.
Oh, I thought that was some
No.
wonderful.
No.
That was a kind of
Well, I'm glad you read into it. We got to milk that. Yeah, so I didn't know that. Yeah.
You want to change your answer?
Rewind, right?
Can you talk about Miles, the game he had as a running back today? 22 carries, 120-some yards. Just really keeping the hot hand today.
Yeah, that's awesome. We had used our sophomore running back to give these two guys breaks, but in today's magnitude and game, once they got going, but Miles has done that all year, and really, like I said, we talk about the spread to wealth, and so Miles has, I don't know, he ended up close to 1,000 maybe, and then Cody down there is kind of the power guy, and once you get it going, he's willing to come on. I'm all right. Just keep giving it to me, and obviously the O-line did a great job, and Miles is just one of the toughest undersized guys that we've had, and we've had some tough kids, and I don't know, what do you weigh now, Miles? Are you even 160 anymore?
160, yeah.
160ish, and sometimes he'll hit some out. Like, how do you do that with that body? But keeps doing it, the game after game after game, and real proud of him in the way he plays. Yes, sir.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you. Yep.
The stats are surprising. They're so close. Kirtland outrushed you guys on average about 5.3 yards. You guys were at more like 4.6. It looks like you had those red zone chances. What do you attribute to the victory with the stats being so close?
Yeah, I guess probably getting stops or making those big plays. The like on that first long pass was really a broken play that Bay scrambled. All of a sudden you hit a 55-yarder, and then the first drive, when we got a stop on that 4th down was just so huge to I guess I would have to look closely how many times we stopped them on 4th down. There had to be, I don't know if anybody has that close, three 4th down stops, and gosh, those are such huge momentum breakers, and a couple of those were at close to midfield, so all of a sudden your field position's great, And, yeah, so I guess I didn't notice that. I guess now I know the stats were close, but, it's when those when you can make those big plays or stops, that get you those scores, I guess.
Balin, for you guys in the huddle, what felt like the big momentum booster for you guys? Was it maybe that second touchdown drive where you guys took advantage of some of their miscues? Or was
I would say just the first drive, just going down the field and scoring right away, just gave us confidence, like, okay, we can do this, we can go score on them whenever we want, in any way. So just being able to run the ball, our O-lineman did great. Run the ball opens up the passing game. So it was just all-around flow. The offense flowed well, and that's why we scored so much.
Okay, any more questions?
Yes, sir.
Question about recruitment, preparing for recruitment. And one thing from watching recruitment is, maybe you can attribute this to their quarterback getting hurt and having a problem, with his left arm. But they hardly passed the ball at all in the playoffs. Knowing that you probably weren't going to see a lot of passing and the passing game not clicking on all cylinders, how did that influence your defensive approach to stopping recruitment?
Yeah, obviously, we've seen him for years have that style. We played Clinton Massey this year, who is a very similar style, and we played great in that game. And we have this phrase that Coach Hoyne, who's one of our retired coaches who was a D coordinator, and he would touch that nose and say, fellas, you're going to have to get your nose bloody today if we're going to win this game. Keep your pads down, and over and over. And Joe Hewer, one of our assistants, talked about, fellas, defense, you got 50 more plays the rest of your career, or for the seniors, I guess. And you got 50 plays to look at yourself and say, come on, keep your pads down, get in those gaps, and get your nose bloodied, and we can win this thing. Yes, sir.
For you, what do you want your players to do? Aside from walking away from the state championship, of course, what do you want your players to walk away from?
That's a good question, and so we have what Miles mentioned at a captain's meeting, and so last night's captain's meeting was all about seniors, and so we asked them to, what's a learning lesson maybe that you had from the program, and a learning lesson, advice to the younger kids, a thank you to someone specifically, and every time we finish our prayer after the game, it's help us become better young men and better adult men, for that matter. And so as they grow, hopefully, we tend to, as coaches, our coaches, get to know these guys so well, and we'll see them down the road, and hopefully they feel like the program helped them become better young men.
I think this whole football program is absolutely amazing. I mean, I don't know about other teams, and I know the whole MAC area is awesome, but I don't think we could have a better group of coaches that allow us to have fun every single day, but also take it as serious as they do every single day, and it's just an absolute blast. And I think every single senior that has gone through here says they miss it.
I'll second that. I think that all the coaches, they teach a lot more than football. Coach O specifically, he always talks about stuff outside the game and stuff that you can take to your life afterwards. So he's a great guy for that.
The grandpa talks, right? Miles always talks about my grandpa talks at the end.
I'll say, dealing with hardships and getting through adversity. We always talk about adversity and how do you bounce back and how do you move forward in tough situations. And kind of just in life, you got to work for your things. Nothing's handed to you. You got to work hard. You got to be tough, resilient. You got to go get it because it's not going to come to you. You got to go work your ass off and do it. So.
Coach,
Yes, sir.
it was several years ago that your Coldwater teams faced Kansas Central Catholic in two championship games. Central had the #1 offense, but you had the #1 defense. And on those games, you won. What is it about having the #1 defense that ends up in Coldwater's advantage?
Yeah, it seems like defenses can be, when you have a really good one, can be more consistent. Sometimes the offenses get in those ups and downs, but when you got that solid defense, especially up front, and the linebacker cores that you can be more consistent and keep you in those games, and you can really count on those guys. And Mark Bruns, our D coordinator, and Dan Kenny are kind of like the schematic guys, and they come up with all kinds of stuff. I know a little bit about it, but sometimes like, what does that call? And they're like, well, we felt like this would do it, and we're not an overly big team, so a lot of it's quickness and making the O-line think and like, where are these guys coming from? So all that kind of stuff. And then having fun. We have a phrase called fast, loose, and focus. We want them playing and having fun and enjoying it.
Coach, this young fella talked about adversity and how you handle it. After that loss to Million Local, what was the psyche and everything after that? Did that lack you?
Yeah, that's a great question. We were concerned, right? It's the 10th game of the year, and Tim and I have talked about that. When we keep playing the 10th game of the year over the years, like it kind of sucks when one of us is going to go into the playoffs with a loss. But as you can tell, listening to these four guys, that this is an extremely mature group of seniors, really mature young guys. I know I wasn't even close to being as mature as they are when I was their age, and they regrouped, and our staff, I think we all help each other. Like, hey, come on, fellas, we can still go win this thing, and so that was obviously a tough loss for us to Marion, but and I kind of try to remind them. And I know the NFL's different, but I said, fellas, how many undefeated NFL teams have there been? And they all know it's coming. Well, there's only been one, and it was, 50, 60, however long ago was it, 72. And so like I said, their maturity says, okay, come on, let's regroup, and let's see if we can make a good run and win, I guess, 6 in a row. And we did it.
All right, we're going to let these guys go. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.